I wanted to make another short video. This one is on 40 years of Dragon Ball. Basically, in my return, all my videos were almost all related to Dragon Ball. But damn, man, this series is old. Like, you know you made it when... Think about it this way. There's a lot of shows that were around when Dragon Ball was around. But none of them get as much love, respect, and affection as Dragon Ball. Like, we could talk about Fist of the North Star all we want and how good it is, but a lot of the new anime people don't even know what that is. They don't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is. They don't know all that stuff, or like any variation of Dragon Ball. To this day, every anime fan knows what it is. And we're arriving close to Goku Day on May 9, so another great celebration for Dragon Ball fans everywhere around the world. Another great celebration for Dragon Ball everywhere around the world. And even though Akira Toriyama is gone, Toyotaru was the best freaking option he could have picked as someone to basically take over the manga for him. Toyotaru started out as a fan who proved himself, not only in terms of story, but in terms of art as well, that he basically is the closest thing to Toriyama in terms of both those things. And while Toyotaru can't really read Toriyama's mind and do everything exactly the same way that he would do it, the fact that he is here continuing his legacy after all this time and proving once again, over and over, that he is going to keep Dragon Ball alive for the foreseeable future. He's not some cheap imitation. He's the literal representation of Toriyama's view on Dragon Ball. And even though he does it from a fan's perspective, who got lucky enough to be part of the product and work so closely with Toriyama, he doesn't have to be Toriyama. He doesn't have to do everything exactly the same way, but he's keeping the spirit of Dragon Ball alive. And I'm very glad that he's still here making stuff for us. And I'm thankful for Toriyama and all the childhood memories we had with him making everything possible for us, as well as everyone else who worked on Dragon Ball, whether it was the anime staff, the writers, his editors, or the people on the video games, and all those as well who may have died in the past from the Dragon Ball product. I'm thankful for all of them working so hard on something that I consider pretty much the magnum opus of my entire childhood. Like, I had a 12-year run where Dragon Ball was my #1 thing and nothing else came close to it. And to this day, Dragon Ball is one of the most important parts of my entire life. It isn't perfect, but it doesn't have to be, because it does so much correctly that even its faults can be forgiven because of it. But yeah, I'm glad we made it to 40 years. I'm glad to see where Toyotaru takes the project. And to this day, Dragon Ball even has some of the best people who actually make filler content ever. Like, when you think of filler, you might think of all the bad filler from Dragon Ball Z or all the stuff that was mediocre. But Dragon Ball, like, by itself had great filler. All the movies, well, almost all of them were great. Like Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, Fusion Reborn, the Tree of Might, like all that stuff. That was great. Stuff that fans love to this very day. So yeah, I'm here to celebrate a happy 40 years with Dragon Ball. I'm glad that I could grow up with this series, love it, and cherish it. From when we thought the series was over with GT and its final episode, to even Evolution, where we thought that was going to be the end of it, to Battle of Gods bringing hope back to Dragon Ball, and even Super with its, to be honest, the first two sagas sucked, but everything else afterward, the quality got so much better as well. Whether it's Super, Heroes, GT, original Dragon Ball Kai, or even the big green dub, the speedy dub, the Malaysian dub, all that stuff. I'm grateful I could experience it, and the ocean dub. I'm grateful I could have experienced all that stuff. And to this very day, Goku is practically the poster boy of anime. Like, no one's been on his level for this long, and to be honest, there probably never will be. Dragon Ball has only gotten bigger and bigger over time. Sure, we have a huge chunk of haters, but we also have an enormous fan base that love and cherish the series for what it is. And plus, haters that hate on all the tropes and stuff that Dragon Ball uses. Dragon Ball didn't use tropes. A lot of the tropes Dragon Ball had were created by them. You'd think they're being cheap, You think they're being cheap because every new anime does it, but the reality is Dragon Ball created a lot of those tropes that new animes use to death, and you think makes Dragon Ball crappy. Anyways, that's a little note to the haters. Anyways, that's a little note to the people that hate the series. Yeah, which is, we built the foundation of anime that you love, whether you like to admit it or not. But anyways, a happy 40 years to Dragon Ball, and I hope to see this project prosper in the future, grow, and see what happens with it. And I'm glad Toyotaru is the one in charge of it, as he basically is the perfect person to continue on the legacy of Toriyama. Also guys, we have a 40 years of Dragon Ball site, so if you're really interested in it, you should definitely check it out. Like, look at all this stuff we have. We got figures, I guess we got them sponsoring Naruto, or Boruto I should say. But we have like figures, statues, all that stuff. We even have like a little character of the week for Pan. Nice amount of little love to her. We got plushes. So yeah, if you guys want anything interesting, like, you definitely should check it out here. There are a lot of good stuff in here. Ooh, damn, that Goku looks good. Damn, that's a very well made Goku skull. Holy crap. But yeah, if you guys want, check this site out. You're definitely gonna love it if you're a fan of Dragon Ball. You could buy stuff, you could look at the books, you could look at a bunch of stuff. They even got videos for you like this stuff. Toyotaru. But yeah. If you guys are interested, check it out, because I definitely am.